Earlier this morning, a section of the Supreme Court building complex is said to be on fire at the 3-arm zone, Abuja, with offices of 3 justices allegedly burned down. We're now joined by the spokesperson of the Supreme Court of Nigeria, Festus Akande. Good morning, Dr. Akande. Good to have you on the morning show.
Good morning, Dr. Rube.
Well, thank you very much. Please, could you bring us up to date about the situation at the Supreme Court, the number of offices that were affected by the fire, the possible cause, from immediate preliminary investigation, and the extent of the damage so far?
Thank you very much, Dr. Ruben. Actually, there was a fire incident in Supreme Court this morning, and it affected just one chamber. Contrary to the information being peddled in social media, Supreme Court was not and is not under any evasion from hoodlums or any miscreants. It was just as a result of maybe electrical malfunction or so. That was the preliminary investigations we have carried out so far. Further investigations are still ongoing now, so we can't say categorically what caused it, but from what we have found out this morning, it was an electrical fault. And good enough, Supreme Court is well equipped with fire appliances, and the staff were able to come to it immediately, and they were able to deploy all the fire extinguishers that are installed on all the floors of the court, and they were able to douse the fire even before we got help from the fire service outside the Supreme Court.
All right, sir. Thank you very much. May I just ask, at what time, if you have the information, did this fire start? And how long before the staff were able to bring it under control or contain it? And then what is the current state of things now?
Well, it happened this morning. The staff were already in the office sometime between 7:30 and 8. And it didn't take them even up to an hour before they put out the fire. Because we have fire extinguishers everywhere. So they were able to deploy those extinguishers and were able to effectively douse the fire. And only one chamber, please, for the records, only one chamber was affected. So not 2, 3, or 4 has been peddled in the social media.
Okay, real quickly, were offices of judges affected? Because there's another story that is coming out that says offices of judges were affected. Can you clarify for us? Secondly, did the building have CCTV?
Yes.
Hang on a minute, please. Did the building have CCTV cameras that are working, that we can see how the fire started up in various rooms? Also, we would like to ask, did the building have sprinklers? Fire blankets and other fire tools, or just it was this CCTV camera? And fourth, isn't the building supposed to be evacuated? Are you speaking from the building as we speak? Or another wing of the building? Isn't this building supposed to be evacuated?
I'm right in my office.
Okay. But was the building evacuated?
Right now in my office, and this interview. Well, since it wasn't a very serious issue, so there was no point evacuating anybody because the staff were fully on ground and they moved in immediately and doused the fire. So it couldn't even extend to any other chamber. Only one chamber was affected by the fire incident. And also, when I talk about sprinklers, this is a very old building, so we have been trying to improvise. We have been installing different gadgets that could help, and that was why they were able to effectively use the fire extinguishers on ground to put out the fire.
So you have no sprinklers in the hall, you have no fire blankets out there, you don't have modern firefighting equipment. That's number one. Secondly, do you have a CCTV camera that can at least also get some evidence as regards what happened for us? And are the pictures intact?
Sure, we have.
Well, Dr. Akande, just before you
everything should be intact. That is the next phase we are moving into. So if we talk of sprinklers, there's no way we can start installing sprinklers in an old building. That's why we have to improvise by bringing in some new modern gadgets that could be deployed effectively.
Okay, but we
have fire blankets as well, but what they were able to use very well, and that is very effective, is the fire extinguisher. And that was able to solve it for us, because it couldn't even extend to any other chamber apart from the particular one that this fire emanated from.
Dr. Abati, but you have CCTV cameras that probably captured when the fire started in the buildings for investigation. Just a moment.
To add to that, can you assure us that this incident will have no material effect on the work of the Supreme Court, particularly with regard to the presidential election petition, before the Supreme Court now? Because that's really the anxiety of Nigerians. When INEC is to organize an election, you will hear there has been a fire incident in an INEC office, or, one vehicle ran into INEC office. Now, Supreme Court is, the main focus now, and then this fire incident. Can you assure us that there's no connection whatsoever?
Thank you very much. As a matter of fact, there is no single connection, and it will not affect anything at all in the court. Because like I told you, this incident occurred in a chamber, and the chamber is equipped with computer and other equipment, and also a library, a functional library being used by any justice that occupies such chamber. And the only thing that we can say have been affected are the books, stationery, and the computer equipment that are in the chamber. And even for the books, they are replaceable. They are in hard copies. And we also have an e-library in the Supreme Court. So whatever that is lost there can be got in both hard and soft copies. So nothing is affected, and it has nothing. Because this electrical fault could happen anywhere. These are things we see here and there, everywhere and every day. So we're able, the good thing there is that the staff were able to douse this fire, and the damage isn't much that could give us any form of setback. That I can assure you.
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Festus Akande, Registrar and Spokesperson of the Supreme Court of Nigeria.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you very much for joining us.